Good evening. It is August 8th, about 10:20 in the evening. You'll see me looking off to the left over here. If it's left or my left, your right or something. I have a little bit of a script. So that little thing that I said I wanted to get my thoughts together, I did it. And so a few videos back, I talked about a project at Warner Brothers for a film about a Superman that happened to be black. Now, I don't necessarily want to address why it was shelved, but the overall idea of what comic books have always been. What comic books have always been is a vehicle for social commentary and change. Now, the reason why that Superman project was canceled, according to the reports, is that it was too woke. So let's define what woke is. Let's just go over that. The actual definition, according to Merriam-Webster, is woke is the past tense of wake, to be or remain awake. For the term in question, aware of and actively attentive to important societal facts and issues. Now, Merriam-Webster uses a quote from Representative Barbara Lee. We have a moral obligation to stay woke, take a stand and be active, challenging injustices and racism in our communities and fighting hatred and discrimination wherever it rises. Now, the newest Superman, James Gunn's Superman, is accused of being woke. I haven't seen that movie yet, so I'm not going to be commenting on that movie. That being said, there is an article that I found on diversetechgeek.com. The article is from February of 2017, and it's called, or the headline is, 6 Times Superheroes Tackled Social Issues. So I'm going to go over the ones that I found. So the first instance in the article is Superman advocates for refugees and immigrants. In 1959 to 1960, the UN led a World Refugee Year. They wanted to draw attention to the plight of refugees. Now, if you know your history, there were a lot of them at that time because things were crazy. It was a little thing called the Cold War. So DC Comics did a PSA explaining to boys in the comics about the plight of the refugees. Now, in 2017, there was an issue where Superman protected a group of immigrants from a man who blamed them for losing their job. Now, according to the article, Fox News threw a temper tantrum over this issue of the comic book. Here's the thing. As has been mentioned many times, I am sure Superman is an immigrant, but he's not just an immigrant. He is a refugee from a destroyed planet. And that would go the same for his cousin Kara, aka Supergirl. Now, in 1949, there was a PSA where Batman encourages a group of kids to treat people of all races equally. Says to ignore the crackpots that think otherwise. In 1950, Superman urges us not to accept racial and religious discrimination, calling it un-American. Again in the 1940s, Superman took on the Klan. In 1972, Wonder Woman, who has long been a symbol of feminism, was featured on the cover of Ms. Magazine. Now, Marvel has had their influence as well. In 1982, Spider-Man, Luke Cage, and Storm took on the issue of kids smoking cigarettes. That comic ended up being republished in 1998, 2000, 2001, 2002, and 2005. Then, of course, we have the superheroes punching Smotsies. Captain America, issue 1, Cap giving a right cross to you-know-who. Comics also address addiction, LGBTQIA plus issues, racism as mentioned, and feminism, and there's just so much more. So let's really just call it. If you think comics and comic books and comic book movies should avoid woke subjects, they've been doing it for decades. They've been addressing the injustices of, that's what superheroes do. That's what heroes do, is address injustice. And I hope they keep doing it. I really, really do. And it's not only to help people be aware of what's going on in the world. The stories are good. They're amazing, and they have a profound influence on society. So let me pose that question to you. Before commenting, go back and do some research. Look up what, so basically the search terms I did was superheroes. When have comic books addressed inequality, or social issues or injustices and stuff like that. DC Injustice, you're going to get Injustice League. So don't do that search term. I had to do that like 5 different times before I finally got the stuff that I was looking for. But they're out there. And go read that and then come back and comment. Because this is what it is. Comic books have been addressing social issues and what people are now calling woke issues for decades. I thank you for your time. I hope you made it this far. But again, and as I said, those stories are really good if you think about it. And so I'm rambling right now and I need to stop. So go do that search, come back, let me know what you think, and we'll chat about it.